Hi everyone, my name is Michelle, and in this video, I'll be covering 7 things Alabama notaries need to be on the lookout for winter 2024-2025. The first thing that I want to cover, item number 1, medallion notarization requests. Again, that's medallion notary requests. This is a unique type of notarization that is performed by a different type of notary. It is not the typical 4-year term commissioned notary like me, like you. This type of notarization is performed by a state licensed financial representative that is typically conducted at a financial institution like a bank or an investment firm. A medallion notary is someone who has undergone federal background checks, um, continuing education, and again, specializes in investments. And this time of year, the end of the year, is when we will start to see more and more of those types of requests from the general public. Many times it is even an older individual who either needs to move investments around or cash in on some investments. And these are transactions that you nor I are authorized to perform. And so the key word is medallion. If you get a call and you're asked to complete this type of notarization, you should confidently and quickly let the caller know that that is a transaction that you are not permitted to assist with. And then you can recommend that they reach out to a area bank to see if the local brick and mortar bank has someone on staff who can assist them. And in fact, what you may want to do to prepare for this type of request is for you to go ahead and research this now and call the bank in your county, in your area, your community, and say, hey, if I get calls for these types of transactions, do you all have someone there? So again, that's the medallion um, notary requests. The National Notary Association did an article on this topic years ago. I'll see if I can locate that article. And if so, I'll link it in the description below, and that will give you some more information on it. This is why it's so important when your phone rings. I know we get excited, especially newer notaries. We're just starting out. You want to be helpful, but go ahead and ask questions of the caller while they're on the phone. Tell me the name of your document. Tell me the nature of the document. What's the purpose of this form? And when you hear medallion, then you know that is something you don't even need to quote what's your notary fee. You don't need to see it. Just direct them to the right person. Now for the second thing that I'd like for you notaries to know about: marriages and weddings. As most of you know, I believe the year was 2019 when Alabama changed the way that marriages are conducted here in the state. Well, during the winter and around holidays, many couples choose this time in order to marry the person that they want to spend the rest of their life with. So you should expect to receive more requests to notarize the Alabama marriage certificate. What I'd like for you to do, let me know in the comments if this is a type of form that you have notarized in the past, and if so, did you find it easy or difficult to do? What I'd also like for you to know is that as Alabama notaries, you may be asked to notarize just the groom's signature or just the bride's signature, meaning there will be times when you'll meet with both individuals, but there may be times when a different Alabama notary has notarized the other person's signature. So it is fine for more than one notary to notarize the signatures of the couple. However, the notary must be commissioned in the state of Alabama. So don't get bent out of shape if you get the form and you already see a notary seal on the form. Just make sure that you are notarizing the right individual's signature. And that person must wait and sign in front of you. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Don't be surprised if the couple also asks you to officiate at their marriage ceremony. Now, that is not considered a duty or responsibility of Alabama notaries, but it is something you can do if that's what you're interested in doing. The state of Alabama does not provide us with any guidance or information on that. You will need to find that out on your own. Um, I will go ahead and include in the description a couple of links that can help you find that information. And yes, there are some couples who even like the idea of the notarization of the marriage certificate to be incorporated in the marriage ceremony. So when you receive a call from an individual stating that they're going to be married and they need the Alabama marriage certificate notarized, be prepared to ask probing questions so that you have a clear idea of what the couple is expecting you to do, and then you can inform them if you are only going to notarize their signature, and that can happen before the marriage ceremony, during the marriage ceremony, or after the wedding ceremony. I should call it the wedding ceremony. It could be before, during, and after. The state of Alabama doesn't care at all. The other piece of that is the couple, after getting the Alabama marriage certificate notarized, will need to take it to a county probate office to be recorded. They can do that on their own, or if you're interested in helping out, you can, or any third party can take it to the courthouse and get it recorded or filed at the probate office. I said courthouse, it's the probate office. You can charge a courtesy fee for your time. There is an additional fee the couple will need to pay in order to have it recorded. So again, what is important for you to know that there are different aspects of the Alabama marriage certificate. So you should have a clear understanding today what part of that process you're comfortable performing. Notarization only, and then you go ahead and perform the notarization correctly? Or are you going to offer to be an officiant at the wedding ceremony? And or are you going to offer to be responsible for recording it at the courthouse? So have all that information outlined with whatever additional fees you'll be charging so that you can come across as a knowledgeable professional. If you haven't checked into this already, in addition to me posting links to information on how to become a wedding officiant, I will also include a link to the Alabama Department of Public Health. They have great information about being married. And by the way, I did a video months ago on common mistakes that notaries or couples make when completing and notarizing the Alabama marriage certificate. It was a live that I did. You'll see it here on the channel. Make sure that you check that out. You may also want to call your county's probate office now. Ask them what the recording fee is and the process for your county. Believe it or not, counties definitely have their own fee amounts. It's not the same in every county, and they may have a different process. One thing that I know for sure is that not every county will accept a handwritten marriage certificate. Some counties require that the couple completes the form online so that it's typed. A handful of counties will allow the bride, the groom, the spouse to handwrite, print the form, fill it out, and then take it in that way. So get familiar with the way that your county handles the Alabama marriage certificate. The third thing that I feel Alabama notaries need to know about winter 2024-2025 deals with notary laws or legislation that affects notaries. The Alabama legislative session starts February 4th, 2025. That is when our representatives get together in Montgomery, propose new legislation or bills, discuss it, hash it out, and then vote on what is going to change for the upcoming year or years. I get questions quite a bit about remote notarization and when are we going to get it? My answer is we will eventually be approved to perform remote online notarization, commonly known as RON. When that approval will come in, I don't know. It is up to our representatives. What we notaries in Alabama are able to do today in 2024 and 2025 are remote notarizations, also fondly known as RIN, R-I-N. Excuse me. These are very different. Ron and Ren are similar, but not alike at all. And so keep your eyes and ears open. Is it possible that our representatives will say it's time? Yes, that's a possibility. And it may not happen for several years. What you can do is reach out to your district's representative and ask them, is it being considered? You could also ask them or tell them how you feel on the subject. If you are not about the whole run, tell them that and encourage them to vote no or push back on any efforts to approve it. Or if you are for Ron being approved here in Alabama, let them know that and encourage them to support any proposals or bills to pass Ron. And then if you have concerns or questions about REN, remote notarization, let them know what is working well and what isn't working well for you as a notary when it comes to Alabama's active remote notarization law. The other thing tied to legislation that I think we here in Alabama need to stay aware of is the possibility that there could be changes in state and federal immigration laws. If the incoming administration follows through on their ideas to change immigration laws, we notaries may receive an increase in notarization requests on documents that are tied to immigration. Not every state allows their notaries to notarize documents related to immigration. Alabama does allow its notaries to do so. And so becoming familiar with those forms isn't a bad idea at all. I would get requests, I haven't received any in quite a while, from lawyers or law firms who specialize in immigration law, who need a mobile notary to print documents, take them to their client, have them notarized, and then sent back to the lawyer for final processing. I'd like to point out here that the National Notary Association has a immigration course. It's online on their website, nationalnotary.org, that you may want to check out. I have not completed the course yet, but it looks interesting and it may be helpful to you, especially if that is a niche that you are interested in learning more about. I am checking my notes because I do not want to overlook anything. If you do have interest in um, notarizing immigration forms, I do want to give you a word of caution. This is an area where some notaries tend to go too far and be more than a notary public and find themselves starting to offer advice that could be perceived as unauthorized practice of law. So, by all means, be very careful about that. Stay in your lane. Refer the public to lawyers when it comes to needing advice about what to do first and marital status, all of that, family, getting the wife in and all it, that's not for us. Our role is to watch them sign their form, make sure they understand what they're signing, verify their identity, and notarize their signature on those documents. If you haven't thought about marketing your notary services to immigration lawyers, you may want to start to do that now. And before I finish up this item for laws, changes and all, you can track this information two ways. One, Google Alabama legislation. I believe they call the site Allison, Alison. You can go there, and if it's not up already, it will be, I'm sure, by February, where you can see all of the different bills, and it can be a lot of them that are being proposed. Just use the search feature, type in notary, and you'll see what bills are being proposed for us notaries. Another way to track proposed laws that affect notaries is to become a member of the NNA. And you may not need to be a member to do this, but on their website, they track laws that have passed and are being considered. And you just go on there, and I tell you, it's been very helpful to me over the years. And in fact, there is a small change for us here in Alabama that I will talk about in another video. So I think now would be a good time to segue into the fourth thing that I think you need to know. And since we're on the topic of the National Notary Association, let's stick with that a little longer because that's item number 4. I want to talk about the benefits of being a member of the National Notary Association. And one of the benefits I just mentioned, they do a really good job of tracking notary laws. I have been a member of the NNA, I want to say since the beginning of my notary commission. Well, no, but for all but a couple of years. And I've been a notary for, I want to say, 18 years so far. Um, I see, by the way, not only am I a member of the NNA, I am also one of their notary ambassadors, and I represent the state of Alabama. What I want to say about the NNA is that in addition to them tracking notary laws in all 50 states, I find that they're a good source of information. I am a reader. I love learning new information, staying up to date on that information, and I feel the NNA does a really good job about that. So, what's special about winter 2024-25? Well, for one, there's a deadline coming up. Um, yeah, it's like it just left me. Each year they host a notary conference somewhere in the US. And in 2025, the conference will be in June, but they are offering an early bird special, meaning a discount on the registration fee. And that is what expires not December, but February. And so keep that in mind. Don't wait until April, May to decide to attend. If you want to attend, make sure you get the discount because it it's expensive, especially when you add in your travel, your hotel. So if you're on the fence about that, attending the conference, start planning now if you want that for yourself in 2025. And if so, take advantage of the discount. Membership to the NNA also comes with their hotline. And so newbie notaries, I find, or I've heard, really appreciate being able to call with questions and get informed answers from their hotline. They sell supplies, and this is an organization that's been around for many, many years. And I say that because I am starting to see, as a veteran in this field, I'm not a military veteran, but as a notary, I've got the gray hair to prove it. Um, you see organizations come and go. And I believe the NNA is here for the first, definitely for the foreseeable future. And by the way, I'm mentioning the NNA. I do not get any fees, commissions, perks for making this video. I'm just letting you know they are a resource. And I would even say, if you are watching this video and your employer requires you to be a notary on the job, ask your employer to please allow you to become a member of the NNA. So again, you have a resource when you are presented with something unusual, you're not comfortable notarizing, you have questions about. That hotline is open 5 days a week during business hours, a great resource. Let me know in the comments if you are an NA member, and I'd love to know if you're thinking about attending the 2025 conference. It will be located in Las Vegas in 2025. So if that's on your bucket list, that 2025 might be when you want to go. The NNA does offer what I believe to be the only signing agent course that really matters for those of you who want to become a notary signing agent and specialize in real estate transactions, okay? There are many, boy, there was used to be a slang, there are copycats but only one original. There are numerous signing agent courses out there. I believe some are being offered by some Alabama residents or Alabama notaries. There are even more being offered by individuals across the US. I can only recommend the National Notary Association's certification course and package because I know from experience and from me being knowledgeable on this subject that that is their course, their certification is what lenders and title companies and signing services recognize, and that certification from the NNA is what can get you work. Trust me, if I were to, and I could, and I'm asked to do this, I could start a course next week. Michelle Riley's um, signing agent course, and provide you with some valuable information, give you a certificate of completion. But I tell you what, the lender in California, New York, wherever, could care less about that. And so if you have a limited amount of dollars to spend, make sure you carve out money for the NNA's training. I'm not saying their training is the only training that you'll need over the course of your profession as a signing agent, but it's the most important one you're going to want to get when you're ready to start accepting appointments and assignments. So there are a lot of folks out there promoting their course. When it comes to signing agent, make the NNA's course the priority. And then finally, what I want to say about the National Notary Association is they have started scheduling quarterly. It's at least quarterly, I would say, online live Zoom events. Just had one in November. I'm not sure what else is planned. Be on the lookout for that. My renewal comes up in 2025, my membership. And for the NNA, I will be renewing even as a veteran notary. I rarely have a need to call the hotline. Again, that's not why I'm a member. I'm a member because I want to know what's going on, even in other states, because that can eventually impact me, like Ron. I know what Ron is. I know the challenges and the advantages that Ron remote online notarization can bring to me as a Alabama notary, so that when it does come, I have a clue. I can get up and running. So that is just one of many topics that membership with the National Notary Association can provide. Wow, that took longer than I expected. The next 5, 6, 7, the next 3 will be shorter, I promise. Number 5. What you can expect winter 2024-2025. Requests to notarize documents that are indirectly tied to the celebration of the holidays. Here in Alabama, I think when we hear the holidays, we're thinking Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, but there are many other holidays that occur during this season for other religions and cultures. And like at most holiday celebrations, frequently there is alcohol involved, which unfortunately can lead to certain unwanted behaviors, including arrests for um, driving under the influence, which then leads to automobiles being impounded. Yep, I finally got to my point. This is the time of year I see more and more requests from the public that a vehicle has been impounded and the family members want to get the car back as quickly as possible because every day it is racking up fees, but the vehicle can only be released to the person that the car is registered to. And so if the troublemaker is not the person registered for that vehicle, they can't get the car out, whether they're out of jail or not. The car won't be released to them. And so the pound or the place where the car is being held, what they need is either the registered owner to show up and get it out with ID. But if the car got impounded in a different county, city, state, the registered owner may not be able to just show up and get the car out. That is when the registered owner is going to call your phone and ask for your help to get their signature notarized on either a specific form or a handwritten or typed statement so that it can be presented at the pound. I wish I knew the real word for the place. I'm calling it the pound, and I'm sure it's not that. Now, notice in this entire video so far, I've given you 2 marketing suggestions or tips, pro tips. Market to immigration lawyers. And now that the places, towing companies, or I don't know if the police department has a place where they impound vehicles, letting them know, dropping off business cards, flyers, whatever to them. Quite a bit of business, especially coming up. Now, my message to you is be prepared for these situations because many times there won't be a specific form. The registered owner, all they know is they'll say to you on the phone, yeah, this is a phone. Yeah, my son got arrested. He's telling me I need to fax something to somewhere that says he can get the car out. They're desperate. They're ticked off at their child or spouse. So a lot of emotions running high. They're calling you for help. And so if you can prepare now by knowing what your options are as a notary, what do you need? What do you need the signer to do in order to help you help them by notarizing their signature, perhaps on a blank form? Just going back to the NNA for a moment, if you are a member of the National Notary Association, they provide members with free notary certificates that can be used in these types of situations. So just a reminder, especially if you're a member now and you didn't know about that. I am going to include in the description, or I'll try to link up here or up here to another video that I did a while ago, could be a year ago, called Notarizing Documents Without a Notary Certificate. Because for this type of notarization, getting cars out of the from being impounded, many times it's going to be blank sheet of paper, and you, the notary, are expected to know how to get that notary certificate section included and the different parts of a notary certificate that must be on that form in order for it to be notarized correctly. So just know your options, have this information available, whether you're attaching a loose notary certificate or if you have a special stamp that you use. Again, I go into those details in the other video, Notarizing Documents Without a Notary Certificate. All right, just two more things. If you're still watching, thank you. I try to be short-winded, but I get to rambling. Um, Hopefully you can tell this is a topic and a field that I am passionate about. It has done a lot of good in my life. Becoming a commissioned notary, helping members of the community, starting my first small business. It's been very rewarding. And when I say rewarding, I'm not talking big dollars, six figures. I'm talking about being able to help others and, yes, run a profitable business. All right, reason number 6. I'm gonna be using my hands until I figure out how to get banners and lights and flashy, fancy stuff to pop up on the screen. All right, reason number 6, what you should expect winter 2024, 2025. Documents related to international travel. Now, as for me, I stay close to home during the winter. Um, I'm a warm sport, warm travel kind of gal, but many people use this time to travel to other places around the world. And many times there are documents that need to be notarized to make that happen. And so I want to draw your attention to the DS David Sam 3053 form. It is a U.S. Department of State form that must be completed when parents are trying to obtain a US passport for their minor child, and both parents aren't able to be present at the when applying for the child's passport. I have notarized many of these. And I don't even like talking about the DS3053 form because it brings back very bad memories for me as a notary public. Um, I made a huge mistake on this form that cost me money and sleepless nights. But again, I ramble, I digress. I'll talk about that another time. So To that end, I don't want you to do what I did with this form, which was make a mistake that could cause you sleepless nights and cost you unnecessary money. So, you know what? Let's see if I can bring that form up real quick. All right. Here's the form. I just want you to know what I am talking about. And notice it is telling you here, black ink only. Um, U.S. Department of State, Statement of Consent, issuance of a U.S. passport to a child. The way you know it's the DS 3053 on the first page of the form, again, it's going to be yellow, but here's the form number. So when you see this, just know this is the form Michelle was talking about. And section number 6 is to be completed by you, the notary. So again, if you don't, and you're not going to see this form every day, you just aren't in Alabama. And so when you do see it, it is imperative that you fill it out correctly, so that the couple can get it done right the first time. Okay, so familiarize yourself with that form. This is the time of year that it comes up. It also comes up in the spring when schools are letting out, but also this time of year. You will also get requests on how to perform copies certification of passports in other documents. So if you don't know how to perform a copy certification as a notary, now's the time to learn how to do that and learn how to do it correctly and learn about the 2 different types of copy certifications that are out there. Finally, reason number 7. Thanks again for hanging in here with me. Reason number 7, or item number 7, what you should expect this winter. And with this final reason, I wouldn't say it's the most important, but it's pretty darn close, is that you be prepared for the spam, for an onslaught of not only emails, letters, YouTube videos, Facebook invitations related to expensive training that will teach you how to make a 6-figure income. I think there's a 7-figure one out there now, as a notary. Get ready, gear up, it's coming. And if you have the budget to make that happen, more power to you. If that's what you want to do. Sorry for that bumping, but I need notes on this section. More and more notaries are opting to become trainers early in their commission experience. And I'm fine with that. Personally, I'm not, because I want my trainer to know more than me or know something that I don't know. But if I were new to this field, I would want to learn from someone who has experience and knowledge, someone who's going to be here for the long run. But that's just me. Um, Spending a ton of money as a newbie notary, prior to knowing you whether or not being a notary is really right for you doesn't make sense to me. To me, that's putting the cart before the horse. And since I know some of you are much younger than I am, you may not fully understand the expression putting the cart before the horse. And so I asked AI to give me a example that makes better sense, applies, because some of us haven't seen a cart or don't really know what is meant by a cart. And I think we all know what a horse is. But anyway, it would be likened to hosting a Super Bowl party, a big one for 300 people, and sending out invitations prior to you booking a venue, understanding what the food is going to cost you, and making sure the venue is available on Super Bowl day. Okay. Not doing that work up front will cost that event organizer a ton of money and unnecessary money and frustration. So that's how I feel about newbie notaries spending thousands of dollars on courses that focus on marketing, mentoring, um, to people who don't yet know how to perform the different types of notarizations correctly, confidently. To me, there are so many other skills and information that new notaries need before getting to the fun stuff. Okay. How to speak at a convention, how to mentor, all of that. That will come in time, not early on. And so I want to encourage you when you get those solicitations to be wise, start off slow, really vet the company, the individuals who are hosting these expensive classes, and be leery of the whole make six figures. That phrase, it really doesn't and shouldn't apply in this industry. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying you can't do it, but those who do, it's very rare, especially in Alabama for reasons we won't go into. Instead, spend this time focusing on really knowing Alabama notary laws. That's going to keep you out of trouble with the authorities. That's going to keep your customers from complaining about your work online to other people. And the way to focus on your laws, you know, print out the law, study it, ask questions, join my free Facebook group where you can network with other Alabama notaries, ask questions. Consider offering notarizations for free for a while so you can get experience and be like, oh, okay, this is what, all right, now that you've got the experience and you can notarize confidently, now start adding on the bells and the whistles. Now, after knowing your laws and knowing that this is really what you want to do, now start the research on, hey, how can I now make this a business? And then you're going to get advice on how to even determine if a notary business is even feasible in your county. It might be in Jefferson County with so many residents, but if you're in a smaller county, it depends. You've got to do that market research to see if it's even feasible. Let me know what you think about reason number 7 in the comments below. Have you made 6 figures, 7 figures doing this yet? If so, great. Tell us. Hey, tell me, tell all of us what we're doing wrong. For those of us who haven't, we did it. We got through all 7. In closing, the 7 things we just covered: medallion notarizations, Alabama's marriage certificate notarizations, the new laws that could either change how we perform notarizations or new laws that could affect other industries that then make it a requirement for dentists, plumbers, designers to require their signatures to be notarized. That could be coming up this winter in 2024, 2025. Number 4, I talked about the National Notary Association membership and their early bird special on the 2025 Notary Conference. I talked about impounded vehicles by festive uh, holiday celebrators needing to get their cars out of impound. Number 6, international travel and the related documents that are tied to that. And then number 7, which is right up there with being most important to me, is you, the notary, being smart, fiscally responsible when it comes to your notary training. Check out training that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg first. In fact, here on this channel, check out free Just the Basics. It gives you a real great overview of how to properly notarize signatures here in the state of Alabama. Again, that's free. And on this channel, I have over 80 videos for you to check out that are free related to being a notary. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead. What's the harm? It is free. If there is a topic that you would like to know more about and you don't see it on the channel, let me know that in the comments and I will do my best to add that to the other videos. I really do appreciate you hanging in there with me. I'll work on shortening my videos, or maybe I'll just chop them up in different pieces to make it easier to get through. So I will be doing other videos. This may be the last one you watch. I hope it isn't. But happy holidays to you and your family. I do hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Those of you who have subscribed and follow, I really do appreciate your commitment and your loyalty. Let me know what county you are watching from and where you are at in your notary journey. Thank you.